Hey guys, I'm Mr. Laroche at Terrell Elementary. I teach 4th grade math. Today we're going to review how to multiply a 2-digit number by a 2-digit number. Let's get started. So the number we're looking at today is 24 times 12, which when we say it that way it seems kind of hard. This is what I like to do. I like to take away the tens place in the bottom number. We have a ones in our tens. If I take away the tens place, now I'm just left with 2 times 24, which is a lot easier. Now, our first step, we are going to multiply up and down. So we have 2 times 4, which is 8. Okay? Now that we've done the 4, we're going to go over to the tens place, and we're going to multiply 2 times 2. Gives us 4. Now this is my third step, and this is the step my kids like the most. We call this the zombie step. Because now that we're done with this 2, I'm going to exit out. He's going to go underneath down here, and he's going to turn into a zombie. Really, it's a 0. We just like to call it a zombie 0. Okay? Now what I'm going to do, I had 2 times 24. Now I'm going to remove my hand, and now all I'm left with is 1 times 24. Okay? So now we are going to multiply the 1 times the 1 place, which in this case is the 4. 1 times 4 is 4. And if you remember at the very first step, we started up and down. Our last step, we are going to end up and down. So now I'm left with 1 times 2 is 2. Okay? Now I have these two numbers at the bottom. So all we have to do now is add them up. I've got 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Oops. Then I got nothing plus 2, which is 2. So when we multiplied this, 24 times 12, we got 288. Let's look at one more. Let's look at 13, times 12. Make it easy. Okay, so once again, 13 times 12, when we say it, sounds kind of hard. Let's make it easier. Let's cover up, and I say the number closest to the multiplication sign, which is the tens place. Let's cover up that, and we're left with 2 times 13. Step 1, we are going to start up and down. So I have 2 times 3 is 6. Step 2, we already did the ones place, now we got to do the tens place. So I have 2 times 1 is 2. Now here's my third step, the step my kids like, I call it the zombie step. We're going to X out that 2 because we can't multiply it by anything else. And he's going to go down underneath here. I like to draw a little zombie face, which is really just a 0. And he becomes a 0. Now I can uncover the number I had covered up, the 1. And now all I'm left with is 1 times 13. So remember, you must multiply your ones place first. So I'm going to do 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, step 5 says I started up and down, I'm going to finish up and down. So I'm left with 1 times 1 is 1. And finally, step 6, our easiest step. We're just going to add those two numbers together. 6 plus 0, 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. Nothing plus 1, 1. So what we're left with is 156. Okay? And like I said, double-digit multiplication doesn't have to be hard. Because in reality, it just pretty much what we're doing is we're turning it into a mad minute. If we look at 13 times 12, we never had to actually multiply 13 times 12 all at once. We did 2 times 3, 2 times 1, 1 times 3, 1 times 1. And that's just a mad minute. You guys have been able to do that since the 2nd grade. So like I said, this is just a review for most of you. It's something we learned way back at the beginning of the year. You will also have a packet this week that will have you some extra problems to work just like those. Just follow those steps. You get confused, you're not sure what to do, you can re-watch this video, it'll help you. I think most of you will be pretty okay with it. So make sure you're staying on top of the homework, the guided practice packets that we're sending out. Some of the websites, I've had a lot of parents ask me about websites for math. One of my favorite ones is Prodigy. Some of you guys already have Prodigy accounts and keep using those. If you don't have a Prodigy account, go to prodigy.com and your parents can actually set up an account for you. Also, we are still able to use Clever. That means you guys that have been using Imagine Math, you can continue to use Imagine Math. That is a great one. Those are TEK-based tests and quizzes they give you throughout there that are really helpful. So like I said, we have a lot of online resources. We'll be sending out some more of those through our different sources of communications. Today was just kind of a review day. This whole week will be a review week, really. So remember, double-digit multiplication. It's not hard. Just follow the steps, break it down, make sure you're taking your time, and you'll be just fine. See you guys.